on the balance of play, Nigeria was just lucky. So, except France has already qualified. So maybe they are going to remove their leg a bit on the gas. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If they go full cylinder, if they open full cylinder against this Nigerian side, I am telling you it will easily be 5, 6, 7. You understand? So let us not get our hopes high. In football, sometimes the element of luck is there. But you understand, you must also prepare before you wait for that luck. But they were lucky against the Koreans. I don't think they will be lucky against France. So definitely thinking that they are going to do something against France will be wisdom, like going to the riverside to water with a basket. They are coming back home.
All right, Lawson.
Yes.
You were supposed to send your number to a message portal. I don't know if you have.
But I keep sending. Are you sure that your message portal is working?
It is working. Just resend it now.
I sent it twice to Top Striker.
Okay.
But when I now again, I will send it again.
Okay, because he told me he didn't see it. But just write Lawson by the side while you're sending it.
Oh, okay. I will.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Yes, thank you very much. This is Jerry from Army.
Jerry, go ahead.
Thank you. I greet everybody. You see, Oyinba, we supposed to be Oyinba like ACA, Salvation Club of Nigeria.
It's supposed to be what? Come again.
Salvation Club of Nigeria.
Okay. According to you.
Emeka, pass it to Zazi. Zazi, pass it to the chairman of Oyinba, Salvation Club of Nigeria. Now, first of all, I'm very happy that Oyinba is there to represent us, and they are always our AP representatives. But I was also surprised that some of us are saying that Oyinba should not strive to win the ITO Cup because of injuries or what have you. No, I don't think that is normal. I think a dominant club like Oyinba, with two with elephant spirits that tramples on everything, should win everything. You don't carry the spirit of Wenger like Arsenal coach, and someone like him should may not want Oyinba to win everything, but saying that it's not that spirit, just play some game. No, this is Chelsea spirit, win everything. That's Chelsea. That's Chelsea they should go with.
All right.
So please, Oyinba should go and win everything.
All right, Jerry, thank you so much for your thoughts. Good evening, welcome to today's Sports. Okay, we lost that one. Jerry saying Oyinba should go all out and win everything. But we have a game, yes, live on our screens. The United States, they are facing off against Chile in the women. Okay, chance just missed right there by the United States side. They are facing off against Chile. The game is goalless as we speak in that one in France. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Hello, West.
Okay, Hello, West, welcome.
France has not qualified yet. So someone said they are qualified. If they lose to Nigeria by a high margin, they will be in third position because no way is going to beat South Korea. So they are going to play that match with a very easy, maybe just one goal to keep a clean sheet. And what we will play is for the other groups to have a kind of a lesser goal advantage. So that we'll be looking at our 3 points and they were minus 1 goal or minus 2 to enable us qualify. Do not think about going to play draw with France. Even if you pack the whole 11 players, France will see a way to even score 1. So I think what we'll be praying for is looking at the other groups.
All right, Stella West, thank you so much right there for your thoughts. Good evening, welcome to today's Sports Live.
Good evening to you, Mr. Wiki.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is The Real Gift.
The Real Gift from the Tap Roots. Sorry, we lost you right there, but you can call us back at 0817 000951, 0810 9510951. For the text and message portal is 0701 9339 962. I take it again, 0701 9339 962. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live.
Good evening.
Good evening, your name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, my name is Albert.
Okay, Albert, welcome to the show.
Okay, I want to talk about the game for tomorrow.
Go ahead.
So, the thing is that for Nika, when I talk to them every day, it is me and Obin, I will give this girl a chance to qualify. So, if anybody is thinking that France will beat us, they should not go and sleep. The highest France will get for that match is draw, or we will beat them by a goal to nothing.
That would be great. That would be great.
Forget that. Emeka, if they tell you say Colombia go beat Argentina, you go believe them.
Why not? Argentina have been poor in the Copa America. They've been very poor.
Colombia players are the same. Football no be players matter. It's determination now.
But the same France beat us 8-0 last year.
That was a friendly match. When the team play last that time, why they play last?
All right.
They never play any match now. So tomorrow we are coming out with something, so we can't lose that match tomorrow.
Okay.
They can never beat us.
All right. Thank you so much, right there, for your thoughts. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live.
It's Jerry from Mario.
All right, Jerry, welcome back quickly.
You have something to show. It's great. Even the Poland, we said that I can use this counter attack, and they won the trophy. A great team must have some special quality. Nigerian Super Falcons don't have any quality. I have been complaining that coach should be fired. Ken Ero should be fired. All these coaches, they're not worth it. The coach team is boring. There's nothing to show. I think they never train. I think there's no common intelligence behind the players or behind the coaching.
All right, Jerry.
You got to give them normal prediction or belief that they will lose. So
all right.
If you do well, you can tolerate it, okay?
All right, Jerry. So for you, they would lose. Thank you, too, for your thoughts right there. He believes nothing out of this side makes them look like a team that would be contending or maybe qualifying or beating France, as the case may be.
Yeah, Wisdom, someone did ask about Jamaica-Italy match earlier. That was 2 days ago. Italy defeated the Reggae Girls now of Jamaica 5 goals to nothing. Earlier today, we have Sweden thrashing Thailand 5-1. Remember Thailand? They were beaten 13-0 by US. So they've considered 18 goals in just 2 matches at the Mundial. Of course, US, they are still playing against Chile and still goalless after about how many minutes now?
5 minutes, just 6 minutes, and 6 minutes.
So still goalless in that encounter.
All right, back to the phone lines. Good evening, welcome to Today Sports Live. Oh, we lost that one. Good evening, welcome to Today Sports Live.
Good evening.
Good evening, your name and where you're calling us from?
Coach
Asna, quickly.
Please, I did not say that I'm not supporting anybody. With the last caller that said that Coach Asna was not a fan of anybody from 1999 to date. I've been in about several times with Jake Tiaranos and Rodo Carlos. So I've been born and pastor of Enimba. So
okay.
I got to be corrected.
All right, Coach Asna, thank you. Good evening, welcome to Today Sports Live.
Yes. Now, I think Aqua United is one team that all of a sudden, I don't know why I think they are overrated. We need quality people to join Enyimba, Kanu Pillars and Rangers in that continent. And for me, I think a certain novice stars can do it. I don't see Aqua United making waves at this thing. When we had Aqua United, I don't know how all of a sudden Aqua United that we still thinking is that Aqua United that we saw against this former Plateau United coach. That was Aqua United we all clapped hands for. This Aqua United now, they are not doing anything and still they are just being overrated. I don't know if anything they want to go and do in the continent.
All right,
thank you.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. Good evening, welcome to Today Sports Live.
Yes, sir. Good evening again, Mr. Weezy.
The real gift from the tap roots.
Thank you very much. Good evening to my guys in the studio.
Good evening, gift.
Thank you. Please, I want to ask Mr. Lawson, the cylinder he was talking about. Is it the domestic cylinder or the industrial one?
The proverbial cylinder.
Well, for me, they said that on the day of your bad luck, even if you eat a ripe banana, it will pull out your teeth. That was exactly what happened to the Korean team last Wednesday against Nigeria. Because if you look at everything put together, not just on the run of play, but also if you look at the statistics, they should have won that match. But like we say in Nigerian movies, to God be the glory. And then maybe that is what is giving us that. So it's a little belief. Don't forget that all of us, even before the first match, okay, let me talk for myself, did not give them that chance. I expected them to have considered more than 3 goals against Norway anyway. But looking at the next match against France, listening to the young goalkeeper and some others who have spoken, expecting a draw. Mr. Wizzy, will it be proper for a chicken to be admiring a granite inside the bottle?
No, we fully aware that you will not get the chicken will not get to the granite there.
Thank you very much. And that's exactly what we expect tomorrow. Because the question of telling me that already they have given the goalkeepers strenuous training, forgetting that before you get to the goalkeeper, you have at least 10 other outfit players. If those outfit players are not giving that same strenuous practices, at the end of the day, within the goalkeeper go feed you. But I believe that we expect, just like one of our earlier callers said, because of the 3 points they have now, all of us on the sing Hallelujah chorus. I expect them to do well, if you understand my point, well there. And let me go briefly to Eimba.
Quickly.
If we are applauding Man City for winning the 3 domestic trophies,
no, wow.
If Eimba wins these 2 domestic trophies, anything they wrong, after I always tell you, waiting good for Tamna and Okubo to be good for Okonkwo and Okori. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, The Real Gift. And from there, let's just take our trip now to the Egyptian city of Ismaila.
Na kushangilia Afrika nzima yashuhudia vipaji bora tunajivunia.
Of course, ahead of today's game, we have reports that 3 Super Eagles, of course, Super Eagles will come up against Senegal. And ahead of that game, we have reports that 3 Super Eagles players will play no part in the pre-Africa Cup of Nations friendly against the top-ranked African nation, Senegal, as a result of illness. The high-profile absentees is assistant captain Ahmed Musa, and the RNSS striker is joined in the treatment room by Everton winger Henry Onyekuru and Buzuspor Abdullahi Shehu. It means manager Gernot Rohr has at least 16 outfit players available for selection for the final friendly before their first competitive match in Egypt. The German tactician is also sweating over the fitness of Brighton and Hove's Albion defender Leon Balogun, who developed fever yesterday. A bit of good news is Ogenekaro Etebo and Chidozie Awaziem, who have returned to full training after recovering from illness caused by a change of environment. The Nigeria vs Senegal friendly will be played behind closed doors in order to enable both coaches to tinker with tactics and strategy during the encounter. The friendly will kick off at 6 p.m. Nigerian time in Ismaila, where the Super Eagles have been camping since Monday. All right, Emeka, the game is upon us. 6 p.m. We'll be leaving the studio by then already. I'm sure tweets will be coming in from that one, but of course we won't be able to see that one. The coaches have asked that the games be playing behind closed doors. They won't want too many people to see their inner plans, maybe the tactics they plan on executing, because it will be, of course, a dress rehearsal for the tournament proper. But Emeka, what does this friendly mean for, of course, a Super Eagles side who have not played a team as big, aside Egypt? It's been a while we played a team as big as Senegal. Of course, they are the top-ranked team in the continent as a whole. What does this friendly mean for the Super Eagles?
Well, it's an opportunity for the coach to know how ready his he is or his team is ahead of the AFCON, which starts on Friday. They've been camping, played that friendly match in Asaba against Zimbabwe. The boys have been together. The captain is back to the team, Mikel Obi, who even posted a man of the match performance against Zimbabwe. They've been training, and it's now time to even test run what they've learned in training hitherto. So a huge one, and they're playing against a very solid side in the Teranga Lions of Senegal. They are the top-ranked team in Africa, even though they haven't won the AFCON before. Even when they hosted in 1992, they didn't win. So I think it's an opportunity for the coach to look at different players, look at tactics as well. This one is behind closed doors, meaning he wants to try a lot of tactics and maybe see how the one that best suits his team ahead of the their first game against Burundi. That should be on Saturday.
22nd of June.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, high-profile friendly. Unfortunately, it's behind closed doors. I doubt if it will be on TV. Looks like it will be on Super Sports. I'm not sure, but we are still yet to lay hands on the starting 11 for the Eagles. Stands right now, but high-profile friendly, tough opponent, and it's left to be seen whether the Senegalese side will also be coming with their strong team. Talking about the starting 11, we know how solid that team could be. Did well, one of the best performing teams at the World Cup last year. Rose to number 1 in Africa in the rankings, and at the end of the day, you expect them to give you a very tough run for your money, even if it's a friendly match.
They have big names, I tell you. Sadio Mane. They have these two players who scored a combined 27 goals for Rennes also. They have a certain Kalidou Koulibaly, arguably the
one of the highly
hottest rated defenders, I tell you,
yeah.
In the whole world as we speak. So it should be if they get to feature. But I mean, Victor, what should Genotro do with this game ahead of the AFCON? Of course, we kicks off in 5 days' time from now. That's the AFCON proper before our own game against Burundi. What should he be doing with this game? Should it be that he would start off the best team he has in his lineup? We heard yesterday that he'll be trying out a 3-5-2 formation because he has a lot of wingers in the side. Samuel Kalu, towards the latter part of the season for Bodo, did wing back job for them. That's coming in from the right wing back. A certain Ola Aino, who have completed a permanent deal now to Torino, also did the same job throughout the season for Torino. Jamil Collins also did the same thing for Paderborn. So we hear he might just be trying out that formation. What would you advise him? Is it a time to tinker with the team, or maybe put out the best lineup you feel should be starting off for you in the AFCON?
I think he has got to try something new. Of course, we will say that it's quite late. Some persons might argue that it's quite late to start trying new things in the team, but then I believe that this is the time for Genotro. He complained about the match between preparation, sort of, where he can try something new, and we know he's going to try new things. That's the main reason why they asked for this match to be played behind closed doors. Probably because both coaches, because it was a unanimous an agreement between both coaches. So both coaches want to be trying new things, trying to see how, okay, maybe this way it would work out. We know these Super Eagles, whenever they play, Raw seems to be this kind of stereotyped manager, always playing. We know the usual formation, so it wouldn't be a bad one to see him tinker with the formation a little bit and maybe see something. You'll just be surprised that they might just be. We'll see the Super Eagles play very impressively today. But then I just hope to see that. I want to believe he's eventually going to get something done. Of course, now we're hearing situations where players are not okay. Even as drama in the game between USA and Chile, as a player seems to be gasping for air on the floor. Looks pretty serious.
A Chilean player is down and he looks serious.
She was really gasping for air and they had to start pumping her chest. Let's just hope no casualties there. Well, of course, in that particular game, United States of America, they're already leading a goal to nothing against Chile. Of course, the player took a knee to the rib, sort of, and got her knocked down completely. Well, the medical team just arrived, and let's hope that eventually she's going to be fine. But then, just to continue about that wisdom, now we're talking about players that are not feeling too well. We're having a lot of issues with just 5 days to the African Cup of Nations. It's pretty disappointing. And why I'm not really impressed with this kind of news is because we expect the NFF to have begun to for the friendly matches. We should have played more friendly matches. Do you look at Ghana, for example? Ghana were actually supposed to, they cancelled their friendly matches, and what they do, they move over to Abu Dhabi The main reason because they said the weather conditions in Abu Dhabi is synonymous or is similar to that of Egypt. Right now, Egypt is really, really hot. Look at the Super Eagles friendly against Zimbabwe. It was raining heavily, and right now the players have moved over to an entirely different climate, and now their body is telling on their health. If the NFF or the Super Eagles as well, if they had more friendly matches, they should have gone over to Egypt or maybe a country that has the same climate issues with Egypt, and they should have played more friendlies there. By this time in the competition, their body would have gotten accustomed to the weather. Now look at the situation. We have 3 players out due to a change in atmosphere. I think it is really, really sad. And of course, I'm still wondering how exactly are they going to be playing now. Well, thankfully they are playing in the evening, so of course the sun should have been down a little bit, and it shouldn't be so hot. But do we really think that this Super Eagles side, they played in the rain against Zimbabwe right here in Asaba, would they be able to play better in the scorching under scorching sun? I'm beginning to wonder.
Looking at our Igbo boys too.
Exactly. So I feel next time, ahead of all these preparation and all these matches, go to places where there's so many things you consider when you play football. You don't just
that's
consider.
why they have gone to Ismaili.
I think they went. I think they went
Ismaili is
pretty
in
late.
Egypt, yeah.
They went pretty late. Now
But they don't have all the time in the world too. How many days did they spend in Asaba? Barely 1 week in Asaba before they played that friendly match.
When
did the European season? When did it end? You know, I mean, that's another thing. They don't have all the time to do what you wanted them to do. I mean, the break is relatively short before when the seasons ended, and the commencement of the campaign for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I don't think they are at a disadvantaged position as it stands. They are one of the early arrivals right there in Egypt. I mean, going there quite early to stay for some days before even playing their opening game. They're playing Senegal today. After today, they still have another 4 or 5 days to prepare before their first game against Burundi on Saturday. So I think they are still in. I mean, they haven't done anything wrong, so to say.
Direction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but be that as it may, issues about players. Conditions, injuries, and what have you. These are things that happen even when everything is normal. Some players knocked out, been ruled out of competitions for 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, not because of weather, but I mean it's a natural occurrence. It could be illness, it could just be malaria, what have you. It happens once in a while. So I don't think the organizers have done anything wrong by not going to a place where they have a similar climate with where the AFCON will be held. After all, it's always natural that you play one match at home before you leave. The team travels for the AFCON. I mean, it's a Sanford friendly against Zimbabwe. Even though it wasn't ordinarily, especially maybe what if it didn't rain? We wouldn't be complaining, about the rainy condition. And these guys are Africans first before going to Europe to play football or maybe other parts of the world. So they are used to this kind of weather. There's always summer too in Europe. As we speak right now, it's summer in Europe, Central Europe, it's summer. A lot of them play football there, so they should be used to the weather.
All right, at the Parc des Princes, the game has actually resumed, and the player who was down is up. USA are still leading. Kalai Lloyd got the goal for them in the 11th minute. They are still leading 1-0. We've seen 2 or 3 balls bounce into the back of the net, all ruled for offside in that one. Yes, that's at the Women World Cup right there in France. But it's a matter of a friendly. Let me still get the predictions of the guys in the studio. Victor, what do you think? How do you see this one panning out? Scoreline?
I think it's going to be a draw, and of course I'm expecting Ojon Igalo to find the ball at the back of the net, particularly get himself a birthday gift because today is his birthday.
So
very happy
draw,
birthday.
1-1 draw?
2-2 draw.
All right, Emeka.
What? Maybe a draw too, but somehow I think the Teranga Lions have got so much quality to be able to get a result today. Our friend Aris the Stanley also has sent us a couple of tweets. He says, I doubt if the Super Eagles Teranga Lions match will be live on TV. If it comes up live on TV, it's no longer behind closed doors. Interesting word there.
True.
But of course, we've seen matches that are played behind closed doors that are also on TV too. When the LMC banish a team and maybe somehow that match is live on TV. He went on to say, good luck to our guests tomorrow. But if they get a draw, it will be a massive result. But I'm not confident they will get a draw. Aris the Stanley also very big friend, sending in those tweets right there.
Well, I'll be really, really
And
surprised.
updates coming in from the FA Cup. Yes, the comeback is complete for Sunshine Stars. They are now 2-1 up against Lion Zomo. Enyimba have scored a third goal. They now lead Kano Pillars Feeders by 3-1. Abdurrahman Bashiri, you know him, the man with the bullet shot there.
I tell you.
Yes, he got the third goal for Enyimba. So Enyimba 3-1 up right now against Kano Pillars Feeders. More updates are coming.
I tell you, I can't actually wait to see some of our games on TV. We heard yesterday that Sheudiko said himself live here on the show that they'll be getting 10 games. Even if it's not 10 games, if it happens to be 3 or 4. I tell you, some of these players are really a beauty to behold. Yes, we don't see our games on TV, so a lot of us might not be able to tell. But I tell you, with even the playoffs we saw on TV, we saw beautiful football on display. Now, still on the Super Eagles head coach, Gernot Rohr, is still undecided over his first choice goalkeeper at the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. Deportivo La Coruña's Francis Uzoho, of course, now with an orthosis from Augusta, has fallen out of favor with the German due to his inactivity in the second half of last season, while there is uncertainty over the fitness of Ikechukwu Ezenwa. The oldest player in the squad, talking about Dani Akpeyi, was brought into the starting lineup against Zimbabwe last weekend, a sure sign that there has been a reversal of fortunes, as the Kaizer Chiefs star was clearly the number 3 ranked goalkeeper in the pecking order at the 2018 World Cup. Quoting Gernot Rohr, I said, "We don't know yet who is the number 1 goalkeeper. We will decide after the preparations, but there are 3 good goalkeepers and we trust them," Rohr told the Super Eagles media. And yesterday, a lot of fans were talking about the fact that they really wanted us to delve into the goalkeeping issues. So we decided to do something today. We talk about each of the goalkeepers, bringing a little of their statistics, what they've been able to do at least in their career so far, quickly on it. Then we get to ask ourselves who gets to start off for us. Let's start off with Francis Uzoho. Currently, he's with an orthosis from Augusta in Cyprus. 1.96 meters, 6 feet plus. A good height, I tell you, for goalkeeping. He has had 13 international caps for the Super Eagles. And of course, a little on him, the Aspire Academy product has been the Eagles' first choice in goal since his debut against Argentina in 2017. At 1.96 meters, the anorthosis from Augusta goalkeeper kept all 3 games at the 2018 World Cup and conceded 4 goals as the Eagles exited in the group stage. He didn't have much playing time last season after a controversial loan move from Spanish club Deportivo La Coruña to anorthosis saw him feature in just 3 games. Concerns were raised about the health certificate of the Wangele-born keeper after he made his debut for the club, which led to anorthosis losing 9 points. However, Uzoho's appeal against his personal penalty of a 1-match ban and a £1,000 fine was successful. Now, the second goalkeeper in the team, Ikechukwu Ezenwa, yes, he plays for Katsina United here in Nigeria. 1.85 meters, a little shorter, of course, than Francis Uzoho. He has had 17 international caps for the Super Eagles. Now, clearly one of the testimonies from the domestic league, Ezenwa is a proof of the tremendous talent in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Ezenwa got his first Eagles call-up in 2015 under former international team coach Sunday Ulise, but he hit the limelight under Rohr as a replacement for the sick Kali Keme during the 2018 World Cup qualifiers, making an impressive debut in the 4-0 win over fierce rivals Cameroon in Uyo. He was the only home-based player in last year's World Cup and holds same record as well at the forthcoming African Cup of Nations. And the last goalkeeper in the team, he plays for Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa. His name is Daniel Akpeyi. Now, he's 1.87 meters tall, a little taller than Ikechukwu Ezenwa, but still shorter than Francis Uzoho. He has had 2 international caps. As he's been capped, he's played twice for the national team. He's been called a lot, but of course he has played twice. The Newi-born goalie started his career with Gabros in 2005 before going on to star for Nasarawa United, Heartlands and Warri Wolves in the domestic league. He joined South African side Chippa United in 2015. Akpeyi, now with Kaizer Chiefs, has not been the fans' favourite after several below-average performances when given the number 1 spot in the national team. He made his Eagles debut against South Africa in a friendly in 2015 as a replacement for Vincent Enyama. However, it was his showings against the Bafana in an AFCON qualifying Uyo last year that raised concerns over his continued invitation to the national side. After a below-par performance as the Eagles were beaten 2-0, the first competitive defeat to the visitors. Yes, with that one against Zimbabwe, should be 3 right there for Daniel Akpeyi. And I'll bring in, of course, the guys straight into this one. Let me start with you, Victor. Now, we were here on the show yesterday. A lot of arguments were coming up. Some people maybe prescribing their own choices of goalkeepers, because Raw last week was saying in an interview that if anybody, because the questions were too much for him, he said if anybody has any suggestion of the better goalkeepers, they should actually suggest for him, So, but let's look at these 3 goalkeepers now. I've talked about what they've done so far. Looking at the pedigree of these goalkeepers, we are already here at the AFCON. Let's forget every other person. Let's forget Theophilus Afelokai, who was standby. Let's forget maybe the Chigozie Agbims of this world, the players who have been doing well at their various positions in the leagues, and of course the ones who are not present here. And let's look at this team. Does any of them seem like, record-wise, pedigree-wise, I'm not talking about what we can see currently, because for me, none of them might have it currently. Does any of these goalkeepers, maybe one of them, tickle your fancy enough to sit for us in goal at the AFCON 2019?
Unfortunately, none. I think that the goalkeeping department has become one of the biggest issues the current Nigeria national team Super Eagles have at the moment. The goalkeeping department, really a big issue. When you look at, you mentioned the statistics of some of these guys. Daniel Akpeyi, he plays for Kaizer Chiefs, but right there in South Africa, he doesn't even have, he's not the first choice goalkeeper for Kaizer Chiefs. He doesn't even have regular playing time. You want to say the same thing for Francis Uzo? Ask yourself, how many appearances has Francis Uzo had? How many times has he appeared for Anostos Famagusta? Just twice this year. He has actually made. Talk about Ikechukwu Ezenwa. I don't want to rule him off because he plays for a local team. In fact, I was listening to an interview with Ikechukwu Ezenwa, and he kept talking about how he feels he's one of the reasons why Gernot Rohr started focusing on local players, because he has done so well as a goalkeeper in the local scene. He has represented the NPFL so well, and right now Gernot Rohr is focusing on it. He's more like an ambassador to the Super Eagles for the NPFL.
Baba, I don't agree that one.
But that's according to Ikechukwu Ezenwa. But then, looking at these 3 players, pedigree-wise, how do we want to judge them? If we want to judge them by club level, then you want to say Ikechukwu Ezenwa has a better chance, because he's the first choice goalkeeper of Katsina United. He's at the goal season in and game in and game out. But ask yourself, where did Katsina United finish eventually? How many goals did they concede in this last NPFL, this past NPFL season? It's really, really difficult to call one of these players that we can now say, okay, yes, this is actually the person that should do the job for the Super Eagles. It's really difficult, Wisdom, I've got to tell you. But then, if my head was to put on the chopping board, I don't think Francis Uzo, we saw him at the World Cup. He's 20 years old, allegedly, 20 years old. And of course, Daniel Akpeyi as well. I don't think the coach is eventually going to use Daniel Akpeyi. Daniel Akpeyi has just 2 caps for the national team.
Make that
3 caps.
Make that 3.
3 caps for the national team, including the game against Zimbabwe. I remember the first game that Daniel Akpeyi came when he came in for an injured Vincent Enyama, and he saved the penalty in that particular match, and he was actually named man of the match. That seemed to be his breakout moment for into the Super Eagles, and because of that one game, that's probably maybe the reason why his name came up, and eventually he's seen himself in the national team. But I think eventually, if we're going to be looking for a first choice goalkeeper, it might just be Ikechukwu Ezenwa, because I think Francis Uzo seemed to have fallen out of favor. I don't know what he did or how he did it that he was the first choice goalkeeper at the World Cup, but then I don't think that would happen come the AFCON.
Well, Emeka, what's your own point of view about these 3? As I said, we can't bring in any other person. We're already here. Looking at what these goalkeepers have done from the beginning of their careers up until this point, and what they've even done in the past season, who should we have in goal?
Any of them. No, none of them is head and shoulders above the other. That's the thing there. When we had Kali Keme before the unfortunate incident that occurred to him, he was clearly our best goalkeeper at the time. But when he left the scene, Ikechukwu Ezenwa came, was in goal for us ahead for the World Cup qualifiers, did brilliantly well. Somehow we discovered Francis Uzo, who eventually made his debut against Argentina in Krasnodar in that 4-2 loss win for Nigeria, right? Argentina 4-2 in Krasnodar without Messi. Then I remember that was his debut appearance for Nigeria, and of course ever since he hasn't looked back. Any of these goalkeepers will just be as good as the other. None of them is clearly the better of the goalkeepers we have in camp right now. That's the situation we find ourselves, and it's really worrying for the coach. So any of them, we have tried all of them, so we know what they bring to the table. We've seen him. We've seen Daniel Akpeyi. We've also seen Ozoho. If a goalkeeper could hold his own at the World Cup, the biggest of stages, so why bother about AFCON in Egypt? So if you're able to give him the first choice, if you're able to give him the mandate, of course, to take to hold his own in goal for Nigeria at the World Cup, then you shouldn't bother. Even though it's just a question of putting him through, his paces. The coaches work with him. He sent one of the coaches, I think Enrico Pianetti, eventually went to Cyprus to work with him. He did that even when he was in Spain with Deportivo. So it's not a new thing. So you shouldn't worry him too much. Let him make do with what he has. Three goalkeepers, Ikechukwu Ezenwa, Daniel Akpeyi, and Francis Osoho. Any of them can man the post for Nigeria at the World Cup. But the AFCON.
Emeka, now I'm still on this issue. Now, Akpeyi himself is not a regular for Kaizer Chiefs, but he has gotten some shots this season, and we also have seen what he has done in the colours of the Super Eagles. The 2 or 3 times he has gotten chances to maybe keep for us. In one of the games I saw, he was tested. Yes, he did save a penalty when he came in for Enyema. I think that was against South Africa in his first game, yes, in his debut match in 2015. But it doesn't seem like he has what it takes. I mean, confidence-wise, you might be a good goalkeeper, but when it comes to the bigger stages, if you've not been tested, over and over again, if you've not been given that chance over and over again, you might just stutter. Now, the only chance they got is the many 3-0. The United States team are now leading. Kalai Lloyd still making it 3-0 now, only in 35 minutes against Chile. We hope he doesn't.
No, they know how to score goals. Kalai Lloyd, former captain of the side. I mean, a brace already for her today. The US team can score goals, so give them the opportunity.
They've got 16 goals
in
now.
Just 2 matches. Exactly. That's a serious country.
They look like they'll get more in this particular
They're
game.
the defending champions. They beat Japan 5-2 in the final 4 years ago. So goal scoring is not an issue with that team. Not with the attacking options to have there. Alex Morgan, Kalai Lloyd, Megan Rapinoe, the captain of the side. Wonderful team anytime, any day. So that's not an issue with them. I mean, not against Chile, not against Thailand.
Thailand, I won't forget that one. They started asking their people questions after that. But Emeka, I'm still on this issue. Now, I'm just looking at confidence. Now, I believe these goalkeepers, as you said, are maybe average goalkeepers at this point. But Uzoho has not been keeping for Anorthosis from Augusta. We're not even talking about Deportivo La Coruña. He has not been getting game time for Anorthosis. Only about 2 games he has had ever since he moved to Cyprus. Now, Akpeyi has not also been getting complete regular playing time with Kaizer Chiefs. The only person who I think have been getting regular playing time is Ikechukwu Ezenwa. Should we not clearly or completely just maybe give Ikechukwu Ezenwa this spot as our number 1 goalkeeper?
That decision lies with Gennaro Rowe, without a shadow of doubt. So it's up to him to make that big decision, and we shouldn't be bothering ourselves with what someone is paid to do. Raw earns his salary by making such decisions and getting results in the end. He should be able to get to choose whichever goalkeeper he feels is good enough for us. I mean, Aloy Agwe is there with Enrico Pianetti to work with these goalkeepers and suggest to the coach Raw who they think is in the best shape to be in goal for Nigeria. Then it's up to Raw to make the final decision. I'm sure he'll be able to do that. Unfortunately, we don't have those marquee names again when it comes to goalkeeping. Back in the day, we had them in quantum. I mean, at some point, we had Aloy Agwe himself, Wilfred Abonavare, and Peter Rufai. Each of these goalkeepers can pass for world class then, and they were all doing well with the European clubs at the time. Aloy Agwe was in FC Liège in Belgium. Rufai was in Go Ahead Eagles before he moved to Deportivo La Coruña. We also had Abonavare in Rayo Vallecano then in Spain. So we, but today is totally different. And Enyama is this enjoyed. In fact, Enyama was Super Eagles first choice while he was with Enyim behind in Nigeria. So it tells you there's there's a little bit of debt in goalkeeping talents in the country. Alan Pasu was supposed to be the next big thing, but somehow club football did not help him. The man Uzoho is even third choice to Alan Pasu, at the under 17 level. When they went to the 2013 World Cup, at under 17 World Cup in United Arab Emirates, Francis Uzoho was the third choice keeper in that team. But I mean, Alan Pasu was supposed to have graduated to one of the safest hands we have today, but that is not the case. So we will have to manage what we have at the moment, and illness did not help. Carly came who came in, even though he was playing for a championship side then, Wolves did quite well, but fortunately he was diagnosed with acute leukemia, a life-threatening illness, and at the end of the day that cut short his career, and that's eventually how we found ourselves where we are right now. We have to manage what we have.
Well, I miss him, I tell you. I miss Carly Keme. I should have also seen him with Wolves in the Premier League. But Victor, a good coach, this is what I believe, a good coach should be able to get the best out of what he has at that point in time. Now, it might not take you to the very end, but at least we can see some quality from... Now, we have 20 goalkeepers in the MPFL. We have some goalkeepers in the NNL. We have one or two goalkeepers. As a matter of fact, there's a certain Nigerian goalkeeper in Fortuna Düsseldorf in Germany. Now, with all these arrays of goalkeepers, being it that some of them might not be complete, maybe top-notch, in quote, doesn't it lie with the coach to look for someone who, if it means psyching up, you can't tell me out of 30, we don't need the best goalkeeper in the world. We just need the one that can manage to save our blushes, keep the post a little properly, in our games.
These three can do that. If that's what we need, then these three, Ikechi Kweze,
but doesn't it tell us that? No, at this point in time, I don't think any of them. Ikechi Kweze plays for Katsina United. Katsina United is not among the top 6 best teams in Nigeria. Francis Uzoho plays for Anorthosis from Augusta. Cyprus is not among the top 20 best leagues in Europe. What's his name now? Daniel Akwe plays for Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa. The South African League, of course, you might say in Africa and the African continent.
Wisdom, unfortunately, these things are not done that way. Players are not invited based on where they play their football. Otherwise, Ahmed Musa would not be in the Super Eagles today. He plays club football in Saudi Arabia.
No, but Emeka, we know the record of Ahmed Musa from the beginning.
But of course, if you look at where he's playing now, look at where he's playing now.
And he's playing regular football.
We'll not invite him. Whether he's playing regular football or not. People like Odion Igalo who play in China should not be in the Super Eagles. If we look at where they are playing club football, I usually say this. In 1998, Brazil lost in the final to France 3-0. The captain of Brazil at the time, used to play club football at Jubilo Iwata in Japan. Carlos Dunga, he became coach later. I mean, why would you play club football in Japan and still make the Brazilian national team? We have players all over Europe. But these things are not done that way. So for the goalkeepers, you don't even need to play in Chelsea or Liverpool for you to be the Super Eagles goalkeeper. I told you, Enyama was with Enyimba here, at least for a year and
Enyimba we know then.
Before he went abroad, before he went to Israel also, yes. He was Super Eagles goalkeeper. Obi Nawanere was playing for Enyimba and was the regular at Super Eagles too.
Which team was Enyimba at that point? Enyimba were on the continent. They had even won, that same team won the Champions League. Now, where Zenwa is, we have better goalkeepers who... There's a goalkeeper in Aqua United. They made the Super 6. There's a goalkeeper in Rangers. They made the Super 6. There's a goalkeeper in Enyimba. There's a goalkeeper in Kanu Pillars. These goalkeepers, are they not good enough? They could carry their teams. Even the guys who went to the continent, the lobby stars of this world.
Obina, you also agree with me that there's no how the coach will invite all the good goalkeepers to the national team. Now, from what you have pointed out, there are so many good goalkeepers in other clubs in the MPFL, but the coach will not invite all of them at the same time. That's the truth of the matter. We've seen Dele Ajiboye get his own stint. Theophilus Afeloha is in the standby list. Should anything happen to any of the goalkeepers, he will be called in as a replacement.
Why not part of the team?
That is why you're not the coach. You understand? The coach decides to work with these guys, and let's respect his decision until it goes bad. Then we can criticize. For now, he hasn't done anything wrong. Izenwa has, the few times he's been in goal for Nigeria, I think he has done well. I mean, he was there when we qualified for the World Cup. Before Ozoho came in, prior to the World Cup, and at the World Cup proper, Francis Uzoho was the one in between the sticks for Nigeria. Akpe has been there mainly as a backup, most times. And at the end of the day, like I said, I mean, you don't necessarily need to go play for a big club, in Europe. And these days, look at where our goalkeepers are playing football. One is in South Africa, one is in Nigeria, and the other one is in, backwater league in Europe, Cyprus. It's even on loan there. You understand? Yes, in Cyprus. And at the end of the day, we don't have better goalkeepers, abroad these days to say, okay, let's go to Chelsea and invite this goalkeeper. Let's go to Real Madrid and bring this goalkeeper to the national team. No. So we have to make do with what we have. Whether they are the best or not, it's up to the national team handlers to also bring out the best in them and make sure their best is good enough to save us, in crucial moments at the end of the day. So let's make do with what we have. We are in a situation where we don't have too many quality goalkeepers, top notch. High quality goalkeepers. The goalkeepers in the mode of the Ogedegbe's of this world, the Okalas of this world, the Peter Rufais of this world. No, we don't have them at the moment. So we have to make do with what we have. Our strength is not in goalkeeping. We know where our strength lies there, and we should be able to play to our strength.
Okay, let's get to hear from the callers at 0817 0000 951 0810 9510 951. I take it again, 0817 0000 951 0810 9510 951. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live.
Yes, Obina, I greet you.
I greet you too, Obina. Welcome back.
Yes, please, I pay in Kaiser Chiefs. When we say he's not seeing regular time, let's don't forget who is benching Akpeyi. South Africa World Cup captain is the one that Akpeyi is contesting with. So it's not as if he's just in one, like he is nowhere. There is no competition. He is being best. When that guy was injured, Akpeyi featured in all Kaiser Chiefs game in PSL. He came back. He is being benched by South Africa captain that took them to the World Cup. So we shouldn't just say he's not having a playing time as if he is like Uzoho and Ikechukwu Ezewa. Uzoho should not even be there at all. So fellow is supposed to be taking that spot for me.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Ubina, thank you so much for your thoughts. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live.
Hello.
Sele West, welcome to the show.
Yeah, each of the three players have their brilliance. Like the man in South Africa, Daniel Agbe, he knows how to organize the defense, or to catch the ball. 0-0, it's a basket, hit one. Then everyone does not know how to organize the defense, but he's good. He can catch, he can dive, he has a flex to catch. Then for the other man in Spain before, what was that his name? Our first choice.
Uzo.
Forget that one. That one is not a goalkeeper at all. So I think everyone should be managed because it's too late now to start looking for a goalkeeper. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Sele West. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live. Okay, we lost that one. Keep your calls coming through 0817 0000 951 0810 9510 951. Good reflexes. Good ball catching ability. Seems like we don't have any one of them that is complete. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live. I can hear you. Just speak up a little bit. We can barely hear you. Okay, try to calling us back. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live. Good evening, speak up a bit.
Wisdom Obina again.
Okay, Eto, welcome back.
Best keeper for MPFL for General, the best keeper that all Nigerians are voting for now. As I'm talking to you, that Lamadi, between the two stick of Nigeria Post, is Joe Oloreko of my team.
That's you. No, wait. You're the one who is voting him, not the whole Nigeria. Oloreke Ojo of Akwa United.
Last season, he won the bench for most part of last season.
He has no competition in this tournament. He has no competition. So they should take him.
Okay. The funny thing is we already have the 23 guys who are prosecuting the African Cup of Nations, and Theophilus Afeloka is even the only one outside Ezenwa from the MPFL. I mean, in terms of the goalkeepers, who's on standby. Good evening, welcome to the Sports Live.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from? All right, straight to your point, quickly.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good brother. So, please, David Apolloka is a good goalkeeper. She has a part of that too.
But
it's not there.
He's not there.
So the ones that are there, what do we do?
He's only on the standby list.
Everyone should start. Everyone should be the number one goalkeeper. It's good.
Okay.
And secondly, I heard you talking about this thing. Coming back to win this IPO Cup. That is very well. They should win the IPO Cup. Yes.
Okay, so they should win the ITO Cup too and join up with the MPFL.
Yeah, they should win the IPO Cup. They should win it.
Okay.
And I said something in paper today that if Rabella is open talk with Qatar United, I don't know how to visit Jamaica.
That is what?
So today in paper and sports, national sport that Israel Rabella, United coach, have open talk with Qatar United.
It's rumor. It's the end of the season, so a lot of rumors will be flying around.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Right there. Yes. The MPFL too is like the normal leagues everywhere. Players will be planning to leave. Some you hear some are already moving to some other clubs. Some also will be moving to Europe. And of course, you never can rule out the fact that maybe some coaches might be changing teams. Good evening. Welcome to the Sports Live.
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Sunday, calling from Aberdeen.
All right, Sunday. Quickly, straight to your point.
Okay, I love your program. I want to comment about I told people we're saying by going to emerging champion at last.
And they did.
I want to advise the club. Let them buy more clubs, more
players.
So they will do well in top championship.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Right there, I will be going for a short commercial break. All right, quickly, we'll be planning to leave the studio just shortly, briefly. But let's see if we can slip in a little of your calls before we leave. Good evening, welcome to Today Sports Live.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Mr. Foster calling from LMA.
All right, quickly.
I want to talk about two things.
Okay, go ahead, quickly.
One Super Falcons match against the French team.
Go ahead.
They don't have Super Falcons. Super Falcons do not have any chance against France. And two again about the goalkeeper. What about this guy?
He's standby list. He's not part of the main team.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. And on that note, we call it a wrap on today's edition of Today's Sports Live. Of course, we did the marathon edition from 1 to 6 p.m. I did the show with Emeka Dena and Victor Oriahi. Of course, the show makes a return tomorrow. First, by 7:30 a.m., we'll be having a sports attack. And of course, by 3 p.m., Today's Sports Live makes a return. Until then, go out tonight and have for yourself a football field evening. We wish the Super Eagles the best as they take on Senegal in that friendly by 6 p.m. My name remains Wisdom Obinan. Keep it locked on this dial. Today 95 FM. Today FM 95, the rocking one.
Representatives from Daily Income, Engineer Offer Monday. He's the MD CEO Funny Vision Nigeria Limited. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
Mr. Gabriel Hero, entrepreneur.
Thank you. Good morning.
Engineer Victor Etin. Good to have all of you here. For the sake of the so many who have not heard this, and I'll be surprised if they haven't, but for the sake of those who haven't, what is Daily Income Stores?
Okay, for those who are tuning in for the first time to this frequency, Daily Income Store is a physical store here. Of course, that all you need to do is to walk into this store to do your own shopping. Of course, and then after your shopping, you have to drop your account details. Why do you have to do that? So that as other people are shopping from that same store, you'll be getting daily income or daily alert. And the good news is that this store sells things that we cannot do without. For example, you are hearing me right now. You cannot stay without not brushing your mouth. You're going to use chewing stick or toothpaste. You cannot stay without not taking your bath. You're going to use solid soap, liquid soap, or solid soap. That means human being daily needs and want cannot be satisfied. All these things are available in Daily Income Stores. Your normal daily needs and want, things you cannot do without. So all you need to do is to walk into Daily Income Stores only once in a year to do your shopping. Then you drop your account details. As other people are shopping after you from the same store, you'll be getting daily income. We are already 13 years in over 100 countries. We are already 7 years in Nigeria. And we are telling you we are holding a big business event because some people don't know about this. That are holding a training to show them how things work. And of course, if you are already hearing me and you're looking forward to have an extra income, looking forward to have a project, for financing a project, you need money to actually take it to a level. We can show you this opportunity. You go into daily income stores, you do your shopping. Of course, you drop your account details. And so people are shopping after you, you'll be getting daily income. So if you're interested to be part of this event, we're going to give you details more soon.
What makes this store different? What's the innovation? What's special about daily income stores?
Honestly speaking, I've been saying this over and over again. What makes us different is this. Traditionally, walk into any store, what you do is that you give money in exchange for goods or services. That's what you do traditionally. And of course, you walk out of the store. Transaction has been completed. But in daily income stores, you don't just give money in exchange for goods or services. The company will give you an opportunity to drop your account details. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us quite called that advancement in technology. That is the innovation about our business.
All right then. So shop and then drop your account
details.
And as people shop after you
in that same particular store, not all the stores.
That's okay. Not all the stores.
Not all the stores.
Okay.
There's a particular store you go to do your shopping. This store is already 7 years in Nigeria.
Mr. Gabriel Hero, how real is this? How true is this? Has this happened to you before?
For me, my experience with daily income stores is phenomenal. And that's because as a business coach and a mentor, I'm always very keen to know the root of everything I'm into, especially when I look at the relationship between myself and the people I'm mentoring. So at daily income stores, I've come to realize that for every budding entrepreneur, they have the necessary business skill that's required of anybody who wants to go out there and make money. And you're not just making money. In today's world, there's what we call sustainable development. And for you to have a sustainable development, you have to think of a sustainable source of income. And daily income source is one store that gives you that guarantee that you can actually make money on a sustainable basis. For example, my personal testimony, when I went to daily income source for the very first time.
Where did you hear them on radio, just like this?
Yeah, I was driving. I was driving to my normal business day. I heard them talking about daily income source over the radio. So I picked interest. I got the number. I text. I think that day it was text something. Enjoy. Yes. So I was keen to really enjoy the ride with daily income source. So I got there. I sat down. I listened to everything. Their seminar presentation was awesome, and the guys were very nice with me as a person. So at the end, I asked a few questions, and they answered me adequately. Then I shopped, and after shopping, they asked me to drop my account number, which was something I've never seen before. And I thought, is this for? I said, okay, let me just drop the account number. So I did. I left the account number with them. Got their product home. Their products were very awesome. The product, the beverages, everything were wonderful. Share with you, my neighbors, and they loved it. Then a few days later, I got an alert in my phone. And it was from daily income source. So at that point, I was convinced that for real, this thing is legitimate. This thing is real.
It's real.
And people are actually making a lot of money at daily income stores.
Okay, good. So I'm also going to ask Mr. Victor now to share his experience.
All right, thank you very much. My humble self, I actually heard about daily income stores on radio. Actually, it was on a Saturday because I worked in one of the multinationals, and no, I don't work on Saturdays. So it was on a Saturday I tuned to my radio. I heard about daily income stores where you shop once, you drop your account number, you get paid as other customer shops after you. Of course, the first day I heard, I doubted it. I did not believe it. I was wondering how possible was it that you're going to shop, then you get paid as other customer shops from the same store. It was the second Saturday I heard about it again. I said, okay, a question came to me, have you not used toothpaste? I answered myself, I've used toothpaste. So why not go and see? I went to the program. On getting there, I saw that the products they actually had were all NAFDA certified, toothpaste, soap, beverages, things that we use every day. Of course, they are packed in hampers. I decided to pick an hamper for myself. Before I left, I dropped my account details. I got home, I told my wife about it. We used the product. It was awesome. Of course, I told all my neighbors and every other person. Wednesday, they did their shopping. But today, a few days later, I got an alert. I must confess to you that what I'm getting from daily income stores today has been wow. I don't want to mention figures on the air, but for those that are listening.
They're looking at you, and this has been consistent. As people have continually
other people keep shopping from the same stores. Of course, so 2 years. That's what I'm saying. For 2 years now, it's not what it's just happening. So you've been daily
income money 2 years
now. Of course, it's not new. That's why we are here in this city to tell the people about it.
So who can be part of the training?
Actually, we are expecting to see everybody. We are expecting doctors, engineers, commissioners, educated, not educated. As far as you are spending money every day, you deserve to make money every day from daily income stores. At least everybody, of course, need an extra income. and definitely it's a one opportunity for you. I shopped 4 years ago, so I've been getting daily alerts for the past 4 years. So you're doubting, come and see me at the venue of the program, and it's going to happen tomorrow, no African time. By 11 o'clock for the morning section, you cannot come by morning. We have the evening section by 4 p.m. It's an hour training. We have question time for question and answer. For those who want to actually do their shopping, you can do it at the venue of the program. You can pick your packages at the venue of the program. You can always drop your account number, because bankers are always there for those who don't have account number to open the account. So we have free product for the first 100 participants. No more 10. But we normally have crowds in our program, so we're increased to 100 right now. So you're interested, just text the word enjoy. For those who want to enjoy in 2019, I think you're going to hear me call the number. Please text the word enjoy.
Just text enjoy to this number
0810 659 8797. 0810 659 8797. Again, 0810 659 8797.
Okay, so I know that this is fantastic. I mean, you said you've been with it 2 years, you had 4 years, you last year, and then it has been awesome. But as we all know, with every business, there's got to be some risk to it. There must be something about the job that you must tell people that see you.
Okay. Sure. There's a risk involved. The risk involved is that if you shop from Daily Income stores and no one else shop from that store, the store cannot pay us, because
that particular store now.
That particular store. It's not Ponzi scheme, it's not cryptocurrency, it's not charity organization, it's not an NGO. This is a real business opportunity. So, but the question is that would there ever be a time people will not shop from the store? The answer is no. People keep shopping every day. For the past 7 years, this store has been in Nigeria. We are shopping every single day. And of course, the good news is that we get daily income. And I think, let him say the final word, because we're running out of time.
All right, go ahead. Let me have the final
word. For those sitting at home still doubting, is it real? Is it possible? I want to tell you, for 2 years now, I've been earning this money. The first day I had, I actually doubted it. So for you to be part of this program, like we said, you need to text us enjoy to this number so that we can reserve a seat for you. The numbers
0810 659 8797. 0810 659 8797. Again, 0810 659 8797.
Like we said, you need to text us enjoy to this number so that we can reserve a seat for you. We are going to reply you accordingly.
And you did not tell us last year, John, all expense paid trip, because you patronated a lot.
Was he on the trip?
Yeah, last year. Of course.
All expense paid trip.
I saw his name already.
He's okay.
I want to be part of this program.
I love those of us who just came in to go.
That's a good one.
Let me get your last word, then.
All right, for me, I would like to say seeing is believing. Don't just sit back home and hear this program on radio and ask questions to yourself. If you have any question, just come to Daily Income Stores. Bring all the questions, bring all your reservations to Daily Income Stores. Everything will be taken care of.
Okay, for my own, the final word is that the difference between where you are right now and where you want to be tomorrow is action. You cannot always complain about the economy, you cannot always complain about the government, you cannot complain about everything. You have the right to take action, you have the right to take decision to do different things to get a different result. So if you want to be part of this event, the we have is for the first 100 people that will be at the program. Just send the word enjoy.
The numbers
0810 659 8797. 0810 659 8797. Again, 0810 659 8797.
See you there. God bless you. Remain blessed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good evening. This is the news update at 6 on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Kala Dakurubatwo. Senate President Ahmed Lawan has said power shift to the Southwest in 2023 is the best honor that can be bestowed on the late Chief MKO Abiola. Senator Lawan stated this while speaking with newsmen in Yola, Adamawa State Capital. The Senate President therefore advised President Mahmoud Buhari and the All Progressive Congress to take a step further by handing over the 2023 presidential ticket to the Southwest. The force headquarters has restated that there is no justification for the brutal actions of police officers towards citizens. Force spokesman Frank Mba restated these while speaking with the media in Abuja. ACP Mba said the police under the current Inspector General of Police have always acted swiftly by punishing or outright dismissal of a police officer found guilty of brutalizing ordinary people. He added that reforms are currently ongoing in the Nigerian police.
The reforms the Nigerian police is carrying out, the training and retraining of personnel of the force, the massive reorientation going on across board and across ranks and across the several police training institutions in the country. These are all the factors that are supposed to work hand in hand with some of those pieces of advice. And on the issue of police brutality or alleged police brutality, our approach has been very clear. Police officers are employed, trained, equipped, and paid from public coffers. They are employed to actually protect life and property. They are employed to stand the gap between dangers and the citizens. It is clearly antithetical to a calling of a police officer to turn around to begin to be part of the problem of this. We take every case of brutality very seriously.
The Zamfara State Police Command has confirmed the killing of 34 persons following an attack in Tunga, Kafar, and Gidan Wawa communities in Shinkafi local government areas of the state. Spokesman of the command, SP Mohammed Shehu, in a statement said the bandits launched the attack on Friday. Shehu said the State Commissioner of Police, CP Usman Nagogo, was among the state government delegation led by the Deputy Governor Mahadi Aliyu Kusau to the affected villages for burial of the deceased. The Zamfara CP has in the meantime directed the Command Criminal Investigation Department to conduct discreet investigations with a view to unraveling the circumstance behind the crime. Reactions have started trailing ban on the importation of palm oil by the federal government. Reacting to the decision of the federal government, a group under the aegis of Consumer Satisfaction Safety Initiative said the ban came at the right time when people from neighboring countries and their Nigerian collaborators were importing chemical-laced palm oil that is dangerous to the health of consumers. Founder of Consumer Satisfaction and Safety Initiative, Ruskin Amadi, said that the ban will reduce the number of persons who may suffer heart-related problems such as cancer, just as he urged the federal government to tighten the borders to end the importation of the dangerous palm oil.
Federal government ban on red palm oil. We are aware of the danger this has posed in the country for some time now, where people are mixing palm oil with Student 4, otherwise called as scarlet red dye, and then selling to the unsuspecting public. With this dye mixed palm oil has been traced to neighboring countries. Very much on the government to tighten the borders, especially the semi-Diroko borders in the west. It is a sign of greed and wickedness on the part of Nigerians who will go and import